classic is the Penelopiad, the 2016 sold-out women's circus season.
An adaptation of the Margaret Atwood novella.
Good evening.
Hello. Gayvid, as one of the special few blessed to have seen this production live, how does this transcription to screen compare?
Well, I was fortunate enough to have seen this particular production in the drill hall live. And I must remind audiences at home that this video isn't necessarily going to capture the magic, all the magic of the live performance. It's incredibly difficult to translate theatre to screen. I think they've done a fairly good job of that.
The tale begins with snippets of Penelope's childhood before her marriage to Odysseus and on shewing life in Ithaca, set in ancient Greece. Odysseus goes off to fight one of his penis wars. She's a teenager, left in charge and with child. She's passively ruling in his name, loyal to Odysseus, and her maids are loyal to her. And she finds herself in a pickle, jam, so to speak.
Which I'm sure she doesn't relish. Yes, I must say I've been excited about the prospect of brushing up on my ancient Greek.
The language, Gayvid, or the mythology?
No, the saunas, the pin-ups. I mean the artwork. Back to the Penelopiad. You'd be forgiven for thinking that Penelope is the main focus of the story, but really, she's the central character to the tale because she's the catalyst that determines everyone's fate in the end.
It was about a third of the way through when I realised that there was a shift in where I needed to be directing my focus, that I now needed to be focusing on the narrative of the maids, the chorus, rather than the importance of the character of Penelope, which began to fade.
The way the story is told is very effective. The power of having so many cast members on stage throughout the entirety of the show, seamlessly evolving into all sorts of different characters, speaking roles, musicians, acrobats, aerialists.
Oh, I was transfixed by their ability to create an atmosphere that was representative of the time.
Chorus members, creative use of props. The versatility of performers is not to be understated here.
On that point, Gayvid, the way that they went from younger to older Penelope, transitioning perfectly between multiple cast members playing the same character. Oh, and the motif of the red costume, wonderful use. The band must be commended. There was a beautiful moment around the banquet. Oh, the banquet, oh, what a highlight. When upstage left, the band is revealed and they play a beautiful jig that sets the tone of the piece.
Yes, that was one of my favourite moments in the entire show.
Was it? Personally, I would have loved a performer to have appeared under the table and would have tickled my fancy. Oh, the ducks. Let's not forget the ducks.
They did bring the humour in with the ducks. But then I felt they dropped it for the rest of the show.
The humour is situated at the beginning of the show when the atmosphere is still light and carefree and we haven't yet reached the weight. Oh, the waiting. It's such a prominent feature later on in the piece.
Yeah, well, there were a few laughs early on and I felt there might be room for some dark humour within, but I guess it is a very difficult story to tell with humour.
Oh, but I do imagine witnessing this great piece, to have experienced this chorus live. Oh, it would have been so affecting. Oh, especially at the end. I don't like to give away an ending, but it would have been very affecting to have been there. Oh, but I'm a fan of a little bit of textual tempo. I do like to be taken on a ride. This piece, at a crucial moment in the narrative, the tension dropped, and so did my focus. But the ending absolutely packs a punch.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Margaret.
Gayvid, you've already agreed with me. What I sense from watching this video, their heart rates are synchronizing as the performance is unfolding. It's a
I think what you're trying to say is that you really do feel the passage of time waiting for Odysseus's return.
Oh, he's such a underrated character.
Oh, sorry, for a moment there I thought you were going to say he was an asshole.
Oh, I appreciate your acknowledgement of this trait in him.
You know, I'd like to take a moment to touch upon the rigging and the lighting design. There were definitely some moments where the staging was particularly effective in highlighting the physical presence of these performers.
I especially appreciated the close-ups when the lighting was used well. Oh, those expressive, emotive faces.
Yes, the commitment to character when they're also doing these incredibly dangerous circus stunts.
How much character work was at play when they're upside down, balancing on each other, limbs wrapped around each other. Oh, how do they do it?
Acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics. Have you just coined a new term, Gayvid? Oh, hashtag that, Gayvid.
Hashtag.
Overall, it's a vividly imagined retelling of the Margaret Atwood book and subsequent play. I give it 4.5 stars. Margay?
3.5 stars from me.
Well, that's understandable coming from the perspective of someone who missed out on the opportunity of seeing this piece in its intended form. That's it from us. Hang around after the screening for a Q&A with one of the artists involved with the show. Enjoy.
Join us next month as we uncover another hidden gem from the Women's Circus archives. Enjoy.